Good morning. My name is Courtney Hill, and I'm with MarketM. We are the marketing firm that has developed and managed the It Only Takes One campaign since its inception a few years ago. I want to thank you for joining us this morning as we review some upgrades to the campaign and the project, as well as a series of ongoing upgrades that we're going to be implementing across the rest of the year that are all designed to improve interactivity and increase engagement with the website and all of the different projects and suicide prevention related efforts across the state in Illinois. So before we get started, I want to give you a little bit of background on the Illinois Youth Suicide Prevention Project. This is a 3-year funded grant that has supported a lot of the activities and initiatives that we're going to review during our webinar today. This grant targets youth ages 10 to 24, and the purposes of it are to advance the state suicide prevention strategic plan, to enhance the primary prevention, increasing linkages to services, and increasing protective factors and decreased risk factors for students, as well as to promote National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The activities that have gone on here are a large number of trainings, so the Cognito Gatekeeper training. We've expanded the It Only Takes One website, which is part of the statewide suicide prevention campaign. We've also promoted the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, other professional development activities, as well as offered stakeholder meetings. So these are just some of the things that have come out of the grant, and then specifically today we're going to talk about and show you a lot of the information and insight that is applied to this line in the expansion of the It Only Takes One website, as well as the other activities that we're going to be doing to promote suicide prevention across the state. Now, starting in 2003, moving into 2004, we've been spending a lot of time here in this first section, which was all designed to improve our tools. Tools being our web and mobile infrastructure. So we recently just relaunched our new website, which has been completely retooled with new content, new information, new designs, and then shortly thereafter, in the month of August or so, we're going to be building a fully mobile responsive version of the website so that it properly resizes for smartphone and tablet size screens. The goal with this is, again, to tie back into the Youth Suicide Prevention Grant, and by making it more mobilely accessible and mobile browser friendly, we're going to significantly improve the ability of the site to communicate with and reach youth who use smartphones and tablets, sometimes in more instances than regular laptops and computers to do their browsing. Now, after we complete all of our tools, we'll be moving into roughly about an 8 or 9 month long outreach period where we're going to be developing a search engine optimization strategy, which is short form for SEO. With that, we're going to be making changes both on the site and developing in and outbound links that are all designed to make sure that when people search for keywords related to suicide and suicide prevention in Illinois, that the It Only Takes One website comes up as far as possible in those search returns. Hopefully on the first page, preferably in the top 5 returns. But if we do a good job on that, then as people search for the terms and the things that they're doing to look for suicide prevention information, we should become a larger part of that search base and drive more traffic to the website. Secondly, we're going to be operating a lot of different social media campaign tactics. Utilizing both Facebook and Twitter, we're going to be developing content, images, links to photos, blogs, articles, information, resources, databases, news stories, all sorts of different things that will give us content to fill out and populate our Facebook and Twitter pages, and then also use that content to drive more followers and provide incentives for those followers to share our content with their followers and friends so that we get the exponential type of sharing growth that you get in the social media landscape to both drive awareness of the campaign and links back to our site. Lastly, we're going to be operating a number of different partner communication activities, and these partner communication activities are all designed to provide engagement opportunities and moments where you as a local service provider or partner in suicide prevention can take It Only Takes One information and pass that around and integrate it into the local suicide prevention activities that you have going on within your communities. So from here we're going to jump into actually showing and demoing the new website. As you can see in the side-by-side, the new website is significantly larger and much more visually engaging. We've kind of redesigned a lot of our layouts, our schemes, our structures, and made more content available in a visual stance versus lots of words. We've also expanded the width and size and layout of the site, and then made a number of additional content changes that I'll show you in here just a moment as we go into the site. So up on my screen, we have the new website in all of its full stance. Now, one of the biggest things you'll notice is that the new website is roughly about 1.5 inches to 2 inches wider than the old website. Now, when we first built the original website, most laptops were on more of a square profile in terms of their monitor size. And now laptops have switched more to an HD standard where they're wider versus taller. So what you'll see in web design is that most websites have become much wider and give you a lot more real estate to be able to basically integrate more content across the width of the page versus up and down. Our top line nav bar and header area, we've kept some elements the same, but have added in a new local search feature as well as a site search feature that allows people to be able to search for specific pages now versus having to physically thumb through everyone individually. We've added a much more tight integration with our social media tools and platforms so we can link directly over to those. And we've got lots of new content sections. And you'll see here, particularly in this section, where we go much, much deeper and provide a much greater level of content and information than what was previously available in the old site. So this reconfiguration of the layout really fits in line with where we saw people going, which content sections were the most popular, and where we can actually integrate more information. We've got a series of big navigation header ads that all tie into the theme that it only takes one something to help prevent a suicide. It could be one hug, it could be one smile, it could be one phone call, it could be one friend, it could be any number of different things. So we've got a series of ads that kind of rotate through that show and visualize that. We've also got sidebar ads that bring that to life as well. And then you'll notice through the rest of the page we go into a much more visual landscape. So all the content sections have large modules that are much more visually engaging and give you summaries to link into the internal pages. We brought forth some of our video content as well as some of our promotional campaigns. And even here is a place where if you have a local suicide prevention activity going on and wanted to feature it on It Only Takes One website, we can swap out and replace these modules now so that we can use them to promote local events and engagement opportunities. We've also pulled forward the Our Stories section. So we've got lots of stories that have been submitted to us by both attempters and survivors, and we pulled those through so they kind of rotate on the home page and you can screen in and actually click to read them in more detail. And then we built a much more detailed footer to the website where we have direct links to all the subpages as well as a direct link out to Mental Health America of Illinois, or MHAI, who is the fiduciary and nonprofit manager of the campaign. So overall, again, much more visual and interactive style homepage layout that fits more modern browsing standards and also is designed to operate as kind of a visual roadmap to all the interior content of the site. So from there, I'll jump in and I'll kind of show you a little bit about what's contained within each major section. So within the Preventing Suicide section, we've got a lot of great information about who's at risk, signs and behaviors, protective risk factors, and other things that could be used to help identify and or stop someone from preventing suicide. We've got a section called Help For, which is split into 3 different groups. So help for yourself, others, and survivors. And within each of those sections, we've got a variety of different information resources available to help them understand where they can go to find help relating to suicide and suicide prevention. That section is also repeated through kind of a visual set of links here in the interior of all the pages. And you'll also see information rotate out here that gives some sidebar referential content as to other things that are related to the main body information and how a person can use this information to help in suicide prevention. Now, the Understanding Suicide section is our largest new section. We've added a tremendous amount of new pages to a very deep level that basically give all sorts of information for specific groups about suicide, suicide prevention, and how it relates to them. So this is one example in juvenile justice, but you'll see we've got it split by age, where you can look at different age ranges from children, youth, teens to young adults, adults, and seniors. We've got it broken out by special interest groups such as parents, LGBT, and military, and then also by profession, so by military service, education, medical, and other types of career fields. So within each of those sections, there's a variety of different content sources, resources, information, and at the bottom of each page, there's a link to a content resource section that gives direct links to articles, PDFs, resource databases, and other content sources that were utilized to either develop this content or is good sidebar information to use in line with it. Suicide in Illinois provides a lot of different background and statistics about suicide in our state, both in a visual standpoint as well as through different statistics and links out to different resource databases and papers. We also have a goals section here where we visualize the 6 goals of the Illinois Suicide Prevention Strategic Plan. So each of these are available and you kind of click into them and see them unfold and unveil. The Our Story section, which we showed you a little bit about on the homepage, essentially gives a lot of personal stories from individuals who are attempters and survivors. And with those stories, you can click into the details of them and actually see the full draft of what was going on in their life. Similarly, for survivors, you've got this same type of setup to be able to get in and look at their stories as well. In our resources section, we have a brand new piece here that's an interactive module that opens up and provide links to a variety of different types of information, sources, and referential tools that could help with suicide prevention. We've got this broken out into hotlines, which is a huge baseline, local resources, national resources that split against some total different types of entities or organizations. We've got school administrative, state resources. So against all the different places related to suicide prevention, we've got an interactive module where you can go and you can find resources related to those and click over into those sites. If there are other resources you find that you think will be valuable to the site, we'll show you how to actually submit that information so that we can post it. In the media section, we provide background and information relating to the press releases and news updates that we put out as a campaign, but we also have a section called campaign material. And in campaign material, we have a big database of tools that you as a local service provider could take and download and utilize in your local suicide prevention efforts. So if you wanted to run an ad or make our ad part of your ad, if you wanted to use our tear sheets, run a billboard, we've got different pop-up banners and ads that could be placed on websites that you operate, as well as some other tools that are available through a zip file. All these tools are basically free and available for our partners to download, print, distribute, and utilize within their existing suicide prevention efforts and activities so that the campaign can really gain that wide, local, personal touch and interaction component that we need to really make sure that our messages drive through and resonate as well as possible. Lastly, we have a Contact Us page that gives you contact information for both the National Suicide Prevention Hotline and MHAI. And then over here, we've got a module that links to all of our kind of more interactive sections. So the Find Local Help section is an online database where we are listing providers of different types that can help with suicide and suicide prevention. So if you would like to submit yourself for this local database, we have a form that you can fill out and send that back into us, and then we can get you populated within the site. Resources links back over to the resource page that I showed you earlier, and the Violet Registry links to the Violet Registry section, which is kind of an online dedication wall where you can post in memory of someone, in honor of a cause, or in support of It Only Takes One. And we've got roughly about 30 to 40 pages of posts and comments and memorialized messages from people who have reached out to our website and have shared their story. Now you can make those posts by essentially going here and picking the type of post that you would want to make, and then it takes that information, saves it, and uploads it into the system. And then one other thing to note on the event side, we have a similar form as we have for the online directory, where if you have a local suicide prevention activity or event, then you can take that, fill out this form, and we can get that populated and added into the site so that over time we want this to really become kind of a amalgamation and central repository of all the different events and activities relating to suicide prevention that are happening in the state, and have people come here to track that as a major resource. So those are kind of the keys and all the major aspects of the redesigned website. Again, in our section right here, Understanding Suicide, is a place where our partners and everyone else work very diligently to significantly expand the amount of information and content that we have available to be able to populate and provide to the public as it relates to suicide prevention, as well as lots of other cool new visual layouts and updates and interactive features. And all this will kind of get remodeled and retooled for the mobile and tablet browsing versions so that everyone that uses or searches for the site, no matter what their device, will be able to gather and gain information as quickly and easily as possible. So that concludes our presentation for today and our walkthrough of all the information and updates as it relates to It Only Takes One. Over the next couple of months, you'll be getting a series of update emails and announcements from us talking about new initiatives and activities, updates, and then also requesting content. Again, we've built the events section, the Find Local Resources section, and a number of other sections to really take the activities, the listings, and information that you all have as local providers and build them into this one cohesive site so that we have a central repository that, at the end of the day, could help to drive a lot more traffic to your organizations and your websites as well. So if you have any questions, I can be reached via phone at 312-342-4273, or I can be reached via email at chill@marketm.com. You can also submit the contact form or any of our forms on the website to get information to us about posting. And we thank you for your support and effort so far in working with us and supporting It Only Takes One. And we wish you much success as you move forward with your other suicide prevention activities over the course of the remainder of the year. Thank you and have a great day.